in partnership with CommSec.
Playing catch up on a Monday morning. How are we looking today, Tom Piotrowski?
Well, Pete, we're going to kick off higher. The futures are pointing to a gain of just under 0.25% for the ASX 200. You could make a case for perhaps undershooting what might happen because after the US market closed on Friday, it was arguably one of the more important announcements of recent times made in relation to the trade war from the Trump administration. They announced a range of concessions on smartphones, computers and other consumer electronics that will be exempt from the reciprocal tariffs that have been applied most recently. So this is very important for a range of US organisations, most notably Apple. But in the same breath, you could say that it's a concession in relation to, or perhaps a moderation in its position towards China. So this could be seen as some pragmatism coming into the picture as far as the Trump administration. That could reverberate throughout regional markets this morning. So it's worth keeping an eye on those, and indeed US futures in after hours trade. So that 0.25% gain for the ASX 200 could perhaps be conservative under those circumstances. But at the end of the US week, before these announcements were made, you're already seeing a constructive note for US markets in particular. They were generally higher. The S&P 500 up 1.8% to be up by 5.7% in weekly terms, Pete. So notwithstanding the convulsions of the last week, that was the best weekly performance since November of 23 for the S&P 500. So if you can stomach the volatility, there's some rewards perhaps from time to time to navigate through it. The Nasdaq was up by 7.3% for the week, having risen by 2% on Friday. That was the best week since November of 2022. We have seen the US dollar continue to fall. So that has taken the US currency back to its lowest levels since March of 2022 as investors globally question the safe haven position of the greenback. So that's got the Aussie dollar trading at around 63 US cents at the moment.
All righty, Tom Piotrowski, thank you.